Chris here from Superfluous Entertainment. Just going to take a little stroll around Northern Kentucky University's campus, show you where we ran off to for the last 8 months, something like that.
Sounds about right.
And I'm just going to show you around. So, Northern's campus is pretty nice. Everybody likes to call it the concrete campus, but honestly, they're right. It's just not as bad as they make it out to be. I mean, it is a lot of concrete. The buildings are concrete, the walls are concrete, the ground's concrete, but there is grass. It exists. There are lots of nice places to sit around on campus. There's benches, there's trees, there's couches in some of the buildings where you can find people napping. This is like the beginning of campus right here. It's like a little circle. There's some benches right there. If you'd look that way, that's the housing village. That's where we live. And the building closest to you right there with the glass windows is the Commons. It's where we eat, and it's kind of like the main office of student life, I guess. I'm not really sure about that, but it's a good description. This is Landrum Hall. Landrum?
No, this is science.
That's science, yeah. The science building. There's a big pendulum in there. If the buildings were unlocked, we could take you in there and show you. That's where all the science and geology labs, you know, chemistry, bio, stuff like that is. This building, next one right there, is Founders Hall. That's kind of like the freshman building. That's where all of the gen ed courses are, like English and, you know, English, intro math, intro 100 level classes, stuff like that. And over there is a building we'll look at here in just a few minutes. That's Griffin Hall. It's like one of the most advanced buildings on the East Coast. It glows at night and does a lot of cool stuff. We'll take you over there.
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken. This is just a little bit up from where we just showed you. This is another view of Founders Hall. Like I said, that's where all the general education classrooms are. Over to that way is Landrum, which I've never been in. There is the big library that we have. It's actually really nice. It's 4 or 5 floors. There's about everything in existence. Even more importantly is the fact that there's a giant statue in there that's a Stegosaurus with a Volkswagen Beetle car for a body and its actual size. That's the coolest thing in there.
Is it open?
I don't know if it's open. We can find out if you want.
Okay.
Sure. Told you. Stegowagon Volkswagen. He's like, deal with it. Here's where I spend most of my time. It's the fine arts building, visual arts, musical theater, graphic design, anything you'd consider artistic. Pretty much is all in this building. It's supposed to be the most confusing building on campus. That's probably true because there's lots of hallways. And the side that we're closest to is the Corbett Theater, which is actually where they do lots of plays. They're Broadway quality, almost, you know, not really, but, you know, I'm kind of partial seeing as how Kate performs here. And we just saw Legally Blonde on Friday. It was fantastic. And then also there is the music side of the building down here where they have lots of performing rooms, practice rooms, teachers, professors, stuff like that. And now we're going to go to Griffin Hall, which is the one that people will find the most interesting because it's all like a big computer. So this is Griffin Hall. It's one of the most advanced buildings on the eastern side of the United States. I'm pretty sure that's the classification for it now. As you can see, it glows, which is probably the neatest thing about it, which is completely a lie. It's one of the greenest buildings in the United States as well. The floors actually absorb water. They have a water fountain that tells you how many bottles of water it has saved. It's got one of the only digitoriums in the world, one of only like 3, I think. Is that right?
Something like that.
It's a very, very small amount of digitoriums, which I can't even honestly tell you what the digitorium is, but we have one of them and it's important.
It's actually that big room right there.
Yeah, that big room. I don't know what exactly it entails, but it's something.
Big ass screens.
This is going to be towards the Student Union, which is the building right next to us. That's where all the, you know, actually expense, not meal plan places to eat, like Papa John's, Bangin' Burritos. There's a Starbucks in there. It's basically like the hangout, and it's where all the sororities and fraternities like to organize things. And you know, we actually did just go D1, which I think should be mentioned. I mean,
we're doing mediocre, but we're still D1.
Oh, we're in a conference I had never heard of previously. We're in the Atlantic Sun Conference, which...
What?
Yeah, I know, that's what I said. We play teams that I've never heard of. Kennesaw State.
Who?
Florida Gulf Coast.
What?
Exactly. I mean, sure, why not? We're in D1 though. Woo, what's up? This is like the main hangout, especially when it gets warm. It's like the central location for everything as far as student life goes. You have the student union right there. That's, like I said earlier, where the Starbucks, restaurants, that's where students go. Everybody's always in there. And then over here's the bookstore, which is actually Barnes & Noble, which isn't as convenient as you might think it might be, because then you can only deal through Barnes & Noble, and it kind of sucks. That's another view of the Fine Arts Center. Like I said, we're directly across. We just made a big loop around campus. The major thing about this campus that's so cool is that it only takes about 10 minutes to get from anywhere to anywhere. So we can walk from the dorms to any of these buildings, because I actually have one furthest away from the dorms, which is down there, which is the MEP building, the Math, Education, and Psychology building. 10 minutes. It's not bad. Over here's the University Center. They've honestly been working on that since we've been here, I think. And that's also where the school nurse is, which is actually like a legit doctor.
We have a nurse?
Yeah, I know, that's what I said. Greek row here. We don't have a Greek row as far as, you know, buildings go. We have benches. Greek row is benches. Benches. Over there is just a little plaza that they have. It's literally just some steps with some grass in between them and a little platform down at the bottom. They do have classes out there occasionally, which is kind of nice. And if you rotate over here, you see wonderful, beautiful Loch Norris. It's actually really pretty. It's not at all nasty in the least bit. It's got that nice walkway over top of it, and a little, not really canopy because it's not covered, but it's got that little archway over the top. Some benches out there you can sit on. It's really nice during warm weather. It's a little bit freaking cold right now. Over there is the MEP building, like I was talking about earlier. It's the Mathematics, Education, and Psychology building. Over there is the MBA building, not the NBA, but the MBA. That's the business and that kind of deal building.
Lawyers.
Lawyers. Lawyering, lawyer, business, and law. I'm getting really cold, and it's getting hard to talk and think and
My fingers hurt.
stuff, and Travis's fingers hurt. My fingers hurt. So we're gonna start walking back now. These are our dorms. They're set up pretty nicely. It's pretty cozy. We have 4 rooms. This one's mine, that one's Travis's. Third one is Aziz, our foreign roommate, and then that one over there is Logan. That's Logan's room.
Dirty.
Yep, very dirty. We got like a kitchen type thing. It's not really a kitchen, but you know, hey, deals. We have a microwave and cereal and stuff. A little mini fridge. It's really nice because each of the doors lock, so you have your own privacy and everything like that. It's really cozy. Climate control. There's Libby. That's Logan's girlfriend. And that's pretty much everything. So hope you enjoyed our little tour of campus. For whoever that was for, probably Aaron. Hope you enjoyed it, Aaron. If not, I hope everybody enjoyed it. I'm gonna go in and eat. And Math and Psychology building, which is where I have